Howdy, friends! Sheriff Barky Dog here. See, I'm a sheriff. See that? It occurred to me that out of the over 50 movies that I've reviewed, I haven't done a western. Well, the Big Trees is kind of a western, but not really. It's more about lumberjacks. So for my first real western movie review, I figured I'd choose one of the very best. 1959's Rio Bravo. Rio Bravo is easily in the top 5 westerns ever made. Some would put it in the top 3. This film has been credited with sparking the spaghetti western craze, having inspired Italian filmmakers to explore the genre. And John Carpenter cited Rio Bravo as the inspiration for his film, Assault on Precinct 13. But before we get started, I wanted to ask if you've clicked on the like button on my video. No? And are you subscribed to my channel? No? Then reach for them buttons and click 'em good. And while you're at it, partner, why not see if you can hit that there bell notification so you don't miss any more Barky Dog videos, huh? They don't call me Deadeye for nothing. Rio Bravo was an answer to the movie High Noon, a popular Gary Cooper western. See, in that movie, Cooper plays a sheriff who has to face down a gang of bad guys. He's all alone, so he has to go around town asking everyone for help. Director Howard Hawks and John Wayne both felt this made the Cooper character look weak. So Hawks came up with Rio Bravo, in which a lawman in a similar situation handles things in what Hawks saw as a more professional way. The story of Rio Bravo is pretty simple. A bad guy murders a man in a saloon, and the sheriff arrests him and throws him in jail until the marshal can arrive and cart him off to trial. But the bad guy has a brother, a land baron type who has lots of land and money, and he hires a bunch of no-good gun hands to get his brother out of jail. The sheriff doesn't want any help from what he calls well-meaning amateurs who would just get themselves killed. So he's in a standoff situation with the land baron and his men. All he has for help is an old man with a bad leg and a former deputy who's been on the sauce for 2 years after getting thrown over by a no-good lady. Despite the odds, he's not giving up his prisoner to anyone but the marshal, and the pressure on this powder keg is building. And that's your main story right there. Rio Bravo stars the mighty John Wayne as John T. Chance, the sheriff. Veteran character actor Walter Brennan plays the old man. Ward Bond plays a friend of the sheriff's hauling freight through town. Angie Dickinson is a card sharp named Feathers, who becomes the sheriff's love interest. And Claude Akins plays the bad guy who commits the murder. And the drunk deputy is played by none other than the great Dean Martin. Some say Frank, others say Sammy. And while you can't deny they were titans of talent, for me, it was always Dean. In fact, I've always kind of thought of myself as a canine Dean Martin. Everybody loves somebody sometime. Everybody falls in love somehow. And something in your kiss just told me that sometime is now. Well, It sounded good in the shower anyway. Maybe with a little more practice. What do you think? This movie is connected to another legendary Hawks film with John Wayne called Red River. In fact, Wayne's belt buckle in this movie has the Red River brand on it. So Hawks wanted to re-team the Duke with his co-star in Red River, Montgomery Clift, but Clift wasn't interested. However, he had just starred in a picture called The Young Lions and recommended his co-star, Dean Martin, for the role. Anyway, Dean Martin had this persona, which was all an act. See, part of his public image was that he was a swinger, always surrounded by sexy chicks, having a good time, and always boozing it up. So he appeared half-lit a lot of the time, but that was all just an act. Dean was a family man who wasn't really carousing with the showgirls. Frank was. And on stage or on TV, he only drank apple juice, pretending it was booze. So to have Dean, who had this comical drunk persona, to play an alcoholic in a dramatic role was subverting expectations. The right way, unlike what this idiot did. Dean got advice from his Young Lions co-star Marlon Brando on how to play the part, and he's really good here, almost brilliant. And lastly, we have Ricky Nelson as the fast young gun, Colorado. Nelson was the son of TV's Ozzie and Harriet, who had a family sitcom in the 1950s. Ozzie Nelson is mostly known for the TV show now, but in his younger days, he was a band leader and singer. So, in a way, his son followed in his father's footsteps and eventually became a pop idol. Originally, Hawks wanted Elvis Presley for the role of Colorado, but Elvis wanted too much money. Then he got drafted. So Hawks had to look around for another young actor and settled on Nelson. So, a great cast that delivers in a movie with lots of action and real character development, tension, and fun banter between the characters. We even get a duet with Dean and Nelson, singing what has been called one of the best original Western songs, My Rifle, My Pony, and Me. So Rio Bravo is an unusual film in several ways. Unlike most Westerns, it's a character-driven movie with multiple storylines running through it concurrently. It only has 5 close-up shots. In a deliberate homage to the silent era, there's no dialogue for the first 4.5 minutes. Most of the characters only go by partial names or nicknames. John Wayne never actually punches anyone in this movie. It's the last film where Wayne wore the famous hat that he used in most of his pictures since Stagecoach in 1939. It was the last time Ward Bond played in a feature film and his last pairing with John Wayne after over 20 previous movies where they appeared together. The murder victim in this movie went on to become Kurt Russell's dad, and the screenwriter went on to end her career with the first draft of what would become The Empire Strikes Back. Howard Hawks liked this story so much, he made it 2 more times. First, in one of my favorite films, El Dorado, from 1966, and again in Rio Lobo in 1970, which is the weakest of the 3. I love El Dorado, but Rio Bravo is admittedly the superior picture. All 3 star John Wayne. Okay, I could go on and on about this one. Pretty obvious, this is a 4-paw picture. If you've never watched any Westerns or many Westerns, Rio Bravo is a great place to start. It's one of the greatest Westerns ever made, and definitely a movie you should see. Rio Bravo is available on VHS, DVD, Blu-ray, and digitally from Amazon Prime. Well, that's all I got for this one, partner. I gotta go round up Black Bart's gang of rustlers, and I need to head 'em off of the pass, so I'll see you next time. See you later. Ride 'em, Buttercup!